Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ponderosa Life. This week, I went on vacation to go visit my dad and my brothers and sisters, and I'm setting up the cats this morning. This is Pretty Litter. I love using Pretty Litter when we are out of town. I am not sponsored, by the way, but I set up the litter boxes, and the Pretty Litter just helps keep it cleaner while we are out of town. I also set up their food and water bowl. Look at Fabio, he came over to say goodbye. I set up their food and water bowl right underneath this camera. It is a live feed camera, so we can check on them at any time. I also put cat food in the barn in case they want to eat inside to get out of the weather. And here's little Meowth. He knows we're leaving. As far as the horses go, I set out one very large square bale of hay. This bale of hay weighs 800 pounds, so it will last them all week. And I set the bales up between two cameras, and the horses are in the middle. So as you just saw, there's a camera on the house, and there's a camera on the barn, and I put the horses in the middle so I can check on them at any time. Then we hit the road, and of course we have to have Starbucks. And here is the house in which we stayed at when we got to, I don't really call it my hometown, but it is where my father and brothers and sisters live. So it's where they currently are. So it's the hometown that I go to visit my family. This was a beautiful home. It was so well decorated. It was very clean and it was very comfortable, and it was just minutes from town. It was very lovely to stay in. It was just a very, very short walk to the river, and my daughter and niece wanted to go swimming, so we walked through town. So here we go. It's a little town called Eminence, Missouri. This is where I spent my teenage years. This is Main Street. It is small enough that if you're driving through it and you blink, you will miss the town. This building here was actually being built when I lived there, and I never went inside this shop until after I moved away, got married, and had my daughter and came back to visit. But it is a lovely shop and I do like it. So this home right here has always been a bed and breakfast. My parents moved to Eminence, Missouri in the 90s, and I have always wanted to go into this home. It is so beautiful. It's always been kept up so nicely, but I've always just had to imagine what it looks like. And here is Jack Forks River. I have swam in it many times, and now my daughter and niece are swimming in it, as my other nieces and I are just finding rocks. These are heart-shaped. They were so cute. And then we noticed this beautiful horse sculpture walking back into town to get ice cream from the Dairy Shack. And now it is time for the family cookout at my dad's property. At first, my sisters and I went walking through the woods to find my old thinking rock. My thinking rock was just a little place that I made up. I found it one day while going through the woods. It was just this rock that made me always feel like I was sitting on the edge, and it just was a place where I could go think and clear my head, and being a teenager, get out of my bad moods. I did not record my thinking rock. I did get some pictures thinking I was recording it, but this is my thinking rock, my dear sweet place that I just cherish. And then it was time for food with my family. My family is quite camera shy, so I didn't record anybody, but we did have a wonderful time with delicious food. And then, just like that, family time is over and I'm back home grooming out my horses, and there's something about home. When you're home, and your whole soul knows it and feels it, and you're just at peace. And I really enjoyed seeing the horses again. Bean was so happy to be back in the house. She is perfectly fine and safe in the catio, but she is a homebody as well, and she loved being back in the house, and Shadow taking a nap on the chair. They all seem to be happy. The week ended with the most perfect April spring rainy day. Which led into a perfect, foggy April morning.